There are over 4.5 million podcasts in the world right now. So statistically, some of them are probably bad. Here's how not to be one of them.
What makes a bad podcast?
I would actually argue...
What makes a bad podcast?
In this episode, we get 5 podcast experts to tell us what makes a bad podcast. Basically, a list of what not to do. So let's go. Catch you in the outro.
Too long didn't listen with Double Audio.
For me, a bad podcast is a podcast which has no clear direction. It just sounds like it's all over the place. And I'll admit I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to sound quality as well. So if the sound quality is really, really bad, I just can't listen. It doesn't matter how good the subject matter is, I just can't listen. Of course, there's exceptions if it's recording out on location, live studio type recordings, etc. That's completely different. But if you're recording it as if you're in a studio setting and the audio quality is not great, I'm really, really sorry. I'm switching it off, and I can guarantee other people will be switching it off as well.
What makes a bad podcast? I have a hard time calling a podcast bad because what doesn't work for one person might really work for someone else. What I do notice is when a show is hard to follow. The audio feels muddy, the levels are low, or I can't clearly understand what's being said. In co-hosted shows, people might talk over each other too much, or one voice is much louder than the other. Even with strong content, that makes it harder to come back. Editing also matters. When episodes include long pauses or parts that don't move the conversation forward, it can feel longer than it needs to be if they're not intentionally left there. There's also a mismatch sometimes between polished branding and the actual recording quality, which can actually throw people off. For me, it comes down to care. A podcast gets better when there's attention, feedback, and a willingness to adjust. That matters more than polish.
Hi, I'm Adrian Bradley. I'm a freelance podcast producer and consultant. I've worked on the New Statesman podcast. I work with Bloomberg and The Observer. And I'm also going out to Vienna with the Eurotrip podcast, Report on Eurovision. So check me out there. And what makes a bad podcast is lack of planning. Two people just talking in an incredibly unstructured way always makes me want to turn off. Have an unexpected conversation, but have some little signposts that you know you want to hit along the way. Do your preparation before you hit record.
I would actually argue there's no such thing as a bad podcast, because if you find your tribe, your audience, and they engage with you and they're responsive to your content and they like what you're putting out there and it's successful and you have a niche, then that's your audience and they love it. And what makes it bad? Who's to say? I feel like podcasting is a medium that's kind of open to interpretation, and it's relative to every single person. Every individual receives the information through podcasting differently, and what I think is great, someone else may hate. So who am I to say what's good or what's bad? So it's all relative.
A bad podcast, on the other hand, would be someone talking for the sake of it without considering who or why anyone should listen. I'd say the other 3 things that matter are clean sound, doesn't have to be perfect, a format that people can return to, and a host who's authentic and knows who they're talking to.
Thanks for tuning in to Too Long Didn't Listen. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. If you haven't rated yet, then please do. If you haven't told a friend how much you love them and that this podcast is good, then do that too. Anything else I should say? I don't really think I need to, but thanks for all your support, all that stuff. This is me, Josh from Double Audio. This is Too Long Didn't Listen, the series that you're hopefully enjoying and maybe not. And that's the end. Right, love you. Bye-bye.
Too long didn't listen with Double Audio.